How does the top 1% in the United States use their home equity to build generational wealth? That's exactly what we'll discuss today.
And what better place to do that than Freedom Park?
Welcome back, guys. My name is Josh Finigan with the Finigan Group here at eXp Realty. And today I have Adam Kelly here with us. He's with Movement Mortgage and he's the Michael Jordan of lenders. Adam Kelly has helped a ton of my clients purchase their primary residence investment properties and also help them refinance as well. So today we'll take a look at how you can build generational wealth with your home's equity, and we'll see exactly how the wealthy's been doing this over the past couple centuries, identify the tools they use so you can use it too. So Adam, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today, and I'm super excited to hear you share all of your wealth of knowledge on this topic. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks again, Josh, for having me out here. I'm super excited to be able to share some information to help clients build wealth. I grew up in the Charlotte area and been in business here in the mortgage business for about 11 years now.
So especially after the past couple of years with skyrocketing home prices, a lot of homeowners here in the Charlotte area are sitting on a buttload of cash in their home. So before we jump into exactly how to access your home's equity, let's go ahead and touch on some of the fantastic things you can actually do with that home equity. So I know a lot of people like to take their home equity and pay off a lot of higher interest debt. Adam, if you could tell us a little bit of the things they could use that home equity for to pay off.
You can use the equity in your house to pay off a lot of higher interest loans, credit cards, student loans, auto loans. You can consolidate these with one of your home equity products to put you in a better financial position going forward. A lot of the equity that you pull out of your house in the forms of cash out refinances or home equity lines are going to have a lot lower interest rate than you would on some of these personal credit items.
So I know a lot of times you can actually utilize your home equity to really consolidate your debt and actually lower that overall interest payment. And for those of you actually out there looking to possibly purchase a property and want to put yourselves in the best possible position, what are some things they should actually focus on paying off first?
To be able to purchase your next home, we want to make sure that your debt to income ratio is as low as possible and your credit score is as high as possible to get you in the best position for that second home. Number one, hit your credit cards first. We want to make sure that balance on your credit card is as low as possible. Second item I would look at is look at paying any loans that have the highest monthly obligations toward them, so monthly payments. Third, I would look at paying off items with the highest interest rates. That'll put you in a better position when it comes to looking for that next home purchase.
So your home's equity can be a very good tool if you have a lot of credit card debt or a lot of outstanding bills, really consolidating it and putting you in a better financial position moving forward. But I know there's a lot of other ways people have used their home equity as well. I know a lot of my past clients have used it for home improvement, doing those renovations to their home, maybe the kitchen, the bathroom, which actually increases your home's value, which increases your equity again as well.
You can also look at doing any kind of large repairs that you need on the home, maintenance to the property. If you're looking for a property and it's not quite out there, maybe look at adding on to the property and increase the equity in your house.
If you can't find what you're looking for on the market, you can always take your home's equity and have that extra addition, that extra bedroom, if you need it for your family. So I've actually had one of my past clients take the equity out of their home to start a brand new business, which is one of the fastest ways to propel your income, really becoming your own boss and increasing how much you make monthly.
The majority of the clients looking to do a cash out refinance that I see right now are looking to use that money as a down payment on their first investment property.
Which purchasing an investment property brings up a really good point. Can you go into a little bit of the differences in purchasing a primary residence compared to purchasing an investment property?
The difference between a primary residence purchase and an investment purchase is going to be the underwriting requirements. They typically require higher credit scores and higher down payments.
So if you take the equity out of your house, it'll actually give you that extra capital you need to start investing as well. Usually, how much do you have to have down to purchase an investment property?
To purchase an investment property, the minimum down payment requirement is going to be 15%. You're also going to be looking at a little higher interest rates on an investment property versus buying your primary residence. Some people take the equity out of their current home and use that as a down payment on a new primary residence and convert their current primary residence into an investment property.
So how do we access all the money we're currently sitting on? Now, one of the ways is the HELOC, Home Equity Line of Credit. Adam, can you explain what a HELOC is to us?
Home equity line of credit you can think of like a credit card. You apply for a certain amount of money based on the equity of your house, and you draw money out of that account to use toward the purchase or anything else that you're looking to do. And you're only paying back interest on the amount of money that you take out.
So it's kind of like a recurring line of credit you can always pull from at any time.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Are there any pros or cons about HELOCs?
One of the biggest advantages to a home equity line of credit is the freedom it allows you. You can pull money whenever you want, and you're typically only paying interest back. One of the disadvantages of that home equity line of credit is you're typically looking at variable rates, so it is subject to market moves.
Definitely seen a lot of volatility in the market here recently as well. So if you have a home equity line of credit, you definitely want to pay close attention to where those rates are. So there's definitely some other ways you can access your home's equity. I know there's refinancing and cash out refinancing as well. Can you explain the differences there?
So the cash out refinance is when you're pulling money out of the equity of your house. So if you owe $250,000 on a $400,000 house, you can pull a certain percentage of equity out of that house. So you're refinancing to a higher balance and repaying that. Your standard refinance is going to be refinancing the current balance that's owed. You typically see people wanting to refinance their home for a couple reasons. One is to lower their interest rate. Two is to change their term on the loan. So maybe they're making a little more money now and they want to go from a 30-year loan to a 15-year loan so that they pay the loan off quicker.
So it sounds like if you do a cash out refinance, you still have that same balance as far as your mortgage. They just add on to it and you get equity out immediately. And then the refinance is pretty much starting over, like starting anew. Is that right?
That's correct.
So Adam, I know you also helped me a lot with the BRRRR method a few times, right? You buy a home, you rehab it, you rent it out, refinance, and you take that equity and actually go and repeat the process. What are some things, if you want to consider the BRRRR method, that you really should consider or look out for?
When doing the BRRRR method, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind when purchasing, renovating, refinancing. One thing, you're looking to get a mortgage on the property now. So you want to make sure that property is in good condition, livable, and being able to rent. Because we're going to obtain appraisal on the property and it needs to make sure the property's in a good condition. Another big thing to keep in mind is the timeline in which you can refinance a property while doing a cash out. You have to own the property for 6 months before you can close on the refinance to get that cash back out of the property. There's a caveat to that. If you do pay cash for the property, you are able to refinance before that 6-month period, but you can only take out what your initial investment was.
Is that your initial purchase price or everything you have into the property so far?
That is your initial purchase price.
So for those of us out there considering the BRRRR method, would your recommendation be taking advantage of that or waiting the 6 months so you can actually take more equity out?
I would definitely wait on that 6-month period of time so that you can fully utilize the equity in that property and not just a smaller percentage.
Which I know Adam helped me last year with a property that I bought as cash, renovated the property. We actually refinanced, took a little bit more money than I had invested into it, which means I pretty much own the home free and clear, and I was able to utilize that equity I pulled out to purchase another investment property. So it's a fantastic strategy and a great tool to use. So Adam, do you have any other general advice for someone who is looking to take advantage of the equity they're sitting on currently to either put themselves in a better position financially or a better position to purchase their next home?
The biggest thing if you're interested in doing something like this is connecting with people that'll have your best interest at heart. Connecting with a good lender, a good real estate agent, so they can help you put your money to play in the right places to help you build wealth.
Definitely know a really good lender and a fantastic real estate agent. If you are pulling your home's equity out, you want to make sure you're utilizing it to better your financial position and put you and your family in a better spot. I know a lot of times if you do get that cash in hand, it's easier to quickly spend it on small things here and there or fun things that aren't really helping your financial position, which will kind of ruin that home equity you could have utilized in the future. All right, Adam, so we've paid off all our debts. We've started investing. Can you tell us a little bit more about how we can pay a little bit more every single month to our mortgage payment and how that'll affect our loan over the life of the loan?
Anything you can pay on top of your minimum monthly payment is going to go straight toward your principal balance. The lower that principal balance gets, the shorter the amount of time that you're going to be paying on that property, and the greater your equity continues to grow on that property. Typically, if you can pay an extra month's payment per year, you will save about 7 years of paying on that property.
Wow.
If you're going to be making additional payments towards your mortgage, make sure that that payment gets placed towards your principal balance, not just in addition to.
And it's pretty cool. Every single month that you actually pay towards your mortgage, you're increasing your net worth. So if you pay a little bit more, you'll increase your net worth by a little bit more. And for those of us who purchased a property and paid less than 20%, we're paying PMI, private mortgage insurance. Now, if you own a property for a while or you're paying a mortgage, eventually you'll get past that 20%. Can you tell us a little bit about how you can actually remove PMI?
Yeah, it does depend on what the mortgage product is when you purchase the property. But on conventional loans, when you put down less than 20% on the property, you are required to pay mortgage insurance. There's a couple ways that you can remove that mortgage insurance. The first way to remove that mortgage insurance, if you were just to pay down the balance based on your original purchase price. The second way to remove your mortgage insurance is to look at a refinance. It might make sense, even if the rate doesn't change, to refinance to remove that mortgage insurance. The third way to remove your mortgage insurance, if you've been in the property for more than 2 years, you can reach out to the servicer of the loan and request them to remove it. They may require you to do an appraisal on the property, but it's definitely something worth looking into.
So I definitely know this is a really big topic with how high mortgage rates are right now. What are your thoughts on buying your mortgage rate down?
So right now we're expecting mortgage rates to probably go down in the next 12 to 18 months. I personally would not recommend looking at buying a bunch of points to lower your interest rate right now, because the amount of money that you're going to be spending on those points to buy your rate down, when you can look at refinancing here in the next 12 to 18 months, that money is going to be wasted.
Can you tell us a little bit about how that works? I mean, you put X amount down and then you get X amount lower mortgage rate, or how does that all work?
When looking to buy points on your mortgage, what that is you're paying an additional upfront cost for a reduced interest rate over the life of that loan. We always look at everybody's individual position and goals when it looks toward interest rates, buying your rate down, or looking at other options for you. A good option right now I would recommend, if your fantastic agent is able to get you a little bit of seller credits, is look at a temporary buy down. What that does is lower your interest rate for either a 1, 2, or 3 year period until you are able to refinance for a fixed rate on a longer term.
And does that option tend to be more attractively priced than when you're actually buying your rate down the normal way?
Absolutely. The temporary buy down is going to give you the option to buy your rate down either 1, 2, or 3% in that first year. Okay. So it's absolutely going to get a bigger benefit, but it's only going to work if you're going to get seller credits for that.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, there's no real benefit.
So you wouldn't recommend the buyer paying out of their pocket for the rates?
Absolutely.
Fair enough. So I know you briefly touched on your thoughts on the mortgage rates here moving forward in the future. Tell us a little bit more about your thoughts on what we can expect when it comes to mortgage rates coming into the end of 2023, 2024, and beyond.
Yeah, so mortgage rates really fluctuate with inflation. Right now, inflation is super high, so that's why you're seeing mortgage rate high. That's why the Fed's moving the federal funds rate up to combat inflation. So once you see that inflation number coming down, then you're going to see interest rates follow. So we do definitely expect interest rates to come down here in the next 12 to 18 months.
So where do you see the rates going? I mean, do you have any idea?
I left my crystal ball at the office.
Gosh. What about the lotto numbers? Do you know those?
I do know those.
Sweet. Can you tell me after the video?
Absolutely.
So those are a lot of the ways that the wealthy utilize their equity in their homes to really kind of create that generational wealth. So guys, I hope you learned something today. Adam, I really appreciate your time as well. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and giving us a little bit of insight in the lending world as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Josh. I look forward to helping both you continue to build your investment portfolio and continue that BRRRR method and help your clients here going forward.
And Adam, what's the best way if somebody wanted to reach out to you and inquire about refinancing, inquiring about purchasing a home? Like, what's the best way they can reach you?
Feel free to call, text, or email me anytime.
Even on weekends?
Even on weekends.
Oh my gosh. So if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, myself and my team would love to be your real estate resources choice. So feel free to reach out to us, give us a call, text, email, carrier pigeon, whatever works best for you. We'd love to help you out. And if you did get a little bit of knowledge from this video, make sure you click that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.